Hello YouTubians and fellow hobbyists. Welcome to another episode of Cut Dreams in Styrene. I'm your host, Gary G. We have a new build going on this week, but first, set the topics of today's show. The riddle. The tank. The new build. Using old sprue. The word that we're looking for today has 4 letters. And the second letter is an E. Every car needs at least one. As always, the answer at the end of the show. Here in the garage we start a new build, and it's a tank. After we figured out that all parts are in the box, we started cutting out the first pieces. And gluing them together. Since that's my first tank, it was really inspiring and exciting because I had no clue of none of those parts. Next, mounting the suspension. So do a little test fit to figure if that fits together, and now glue it together. And I tell you, this tank has more wheels than a dog has fleas. But now, back in the studio. Okay, topic of this week. Well, we have a new build going on. This time it's a little bit different. Well, you remember maybe I bought this kit a while ago. It was a tank. At first I thought maybe I'm gonna do a zombie hunter or something like this. Well, it came out a little bit different. When I saw the kit and how fantastic it's actually built, it's actually a great piece of technology. I decided to just build it box stock the way it is and explore my skills or develop my skills by weathering. And this is what this build is about. This week in tips and tricks, I want to talk about a little bit about those old sprues that you have. Well, you shouldn't get rid of it. You can do a lot of it, and we want to talk about this today a little bit. Okay, so right in. So you have, of course, different colors. You have like see-through or chrome or plain white. Of course, they come in all kind of colors, blue, green, whatever. So you just don't want to get rid of it because you can use them. If you want to do roll cage or any other things, you might just cut out a piece with a 90-degree angle, and you can use that. Or maybe do some door handles or something like this. Maybe find something on this chrome one that you just can use the way it is. With those see-through, I'll make like fuel filters and stuff like that. So they're very handy. But if you can't find any given thickness or bending, well, there's a way to do that too. You just go ahead and cut yourself a little bit out. And then you just can warm it up and bend it. Of course, now here's the question, how warm? If you get it too hot, well, obviously it catches fire and starts dripping. And if it's not warm enough, you cannot bend it. So what I do is you hold it over a flame like for 2 seconds while you spin it at the same time. Let the warm grow into the plastic. You do it again. And again, you wait a little bit, and now you see it starts bending it from itself. Well, now you have the point to move it the way you want. If you plan doing more bends, these little T lights come very handy, because then you have a constant flame where you just can hold it over and you don't have to put on your lighter all the time. So now when it comes to actually warming up and using the sprue, there's like 2 things that you can do. First of all, let me say, you want to have your sprue in a certain thickness, because you want to do antennas, or let me say you want to have the thing fit in a hole like that. Then you warm up your little sprue, just like we mentioned. And you hold it over that hole here until it fits in. You hold it for a while until it cools down, and now you have the thickness just as thick to fit in that hole. Other scenario could be that you want to have the right bend. Maybe that's gonna be your band for whatever. Cut yourself a little sprue again. Same procedure. And then you just hold it over that thing here until you get the right bend. Wait until it cools down, and bada bing, bada boom, you just have that thing. The last thing that I want to mention is this is not actually a very accurate way to do it. It might bend a little bit earlier or a little bit later. If I don't know if you can zoom it that far, but here the sprue is a little bit thicker and here's a little bit thinner. So what I suggest, you bend first that thing and then you cut the length afterwards, how long you want to have it. So therefore it doesn't matter where the bend actually is, or the bend, because you cut it afterwards and then it fits perfectly in the place that you want it. So this is what I have to say this week. I hope it was a little bit informative, and see you next week. Did you guess what it actually was? So another episode of Car Dreams in Styrene is over. I hope you enjoyed it a little bit. It was a little bit informative for you too. It made you a nice Saturday morning. Hopefully, have a nice weekend. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday though. And as always, love and friendship, something you can't buy. Respect all people and keep that hobby
alive.
She's true.
See you next Saturday.
And as always,